MP said he woke up today ready to slay some dragons.
Good evening, everyone. This is the fourth and final group stage game for these teams in the NBA Cup. It should be a great one. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. And a look at the recent power rankings, some interesting stories here in the early part of December. You look at Denver. They're moving on up, fourth spot in the rankings this time around.
And I think for Golden State, they're just right now outperforming those preseason predictions. And that's because they're getting help from some unlikely sources.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. Butler out there with Gary Payton II. Then there's Stephen Curry. Then there's Big Dog, and it's Green in at the 5. And for Denver, in at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. The 4 and the 5, it's Gordon and Jokic, and it's Porter in at the small forward. And these teams have had different stories so far in the NBA Cup. Greg, one is undefeated. The other is under 500 in these games.
Yeah, so that 3-0 team has major motivation, right? They want to keep the momentum going, but don't sleep on their opponent. They want to win to register some positive momentum and also focus on the regular season.
And for MP in this last group stage game, it's very important for him to have a great performance.
Yeah, MP has to be happy with his team's position in this final group stage game. All you can ask for is a chance to advance. Remember, MP's made it known he wants to lift that NBA Cup.
Here's Murray following the basket by Draymond Green.
And they trust Murray to get the ball where it needs to go.
Curry looking it over. Butler finds Beverly. Pass to Payton. And Brown pulls it down. Looking at Denver, they got their last win against the Clippers. Murray, the pass to Porter. A three-pointer off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And though the Nuggets have some excellent outside shooters, Clark, they've been more prolific inside the arc the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, they were an extreme example of that, Kevin. First in the league in two-point attempts, and then dead last, almost dead last, in three-point attempts. Not what most people would think when looking at the Nuggets. Continuing to work on refining his craft. Butler puts in a great amount of time, maybe more than most.
Pass to Jokic. Now Porter, covered by Payton. And Curry with the clear path to the hoop. And the layup falls.
The only way he was getting to the hoop was to use the double clutch.
For Denver, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Murray outside. Here's Jokic. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Denver's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter.
You know, for all of his agility and craftiness, the slick moves, Jokic not afraid to go old school and just throw it down on him.
Curry dishes to Green. Pass to Beverly. Outside for Curry. Shot clock at 6. Beverly the pass to Curry. Lets it go. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Remarkable consistency from deep. You can't count on that every game, especially on the road.
Yeah, you know, the defense had no answer for him. To do that kind of damage on the road, impressive.
Now Butler. Following the three-point attempt by Aaron Gordon. The kick outside to Butler. Drills the three-pointer. Butler's got 6.
Perhaps not the forte of Butler's game, but he does have the range to hurt you from the perimeter.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. A different look for Denver. Peyton Watson comes in for Michael Porter. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for Christian Brown. And Golden State also making a change. Podziemski's checked in. Now here's Westbrook. A 29-point game for him in the win against the Clippers. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, D.A.?
Thank you, Kevin. Nikola Jokic may not be the most physically gifted, but there's an old saying in basketball, you're as fast as you can anticipate. LeBron James says he sees plays before they happen. A lot of people don't understand it, but I do. It's special. Kevin?
You know, his mind for the game is just on another level. We appreciate that report. And that one misses.
Hey, you can't diminish Westbrook's triple-doubles, but just as important to me.
For some changes, DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Jokic. Porter comes in for Aaron Gordon. And Christian Brown subbed in for Peyton Watson. Golden State also making some changes. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. Big Dog comes in for Hield. And it's Stephen Curry in for Brandon Podziemski. So with Butler sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Kuminga steps in at the 4 with Green sliding up to center. Big Dog is out there with Curry, and it's Moody in at the small forward position. Here's Brown, following the basket by Jonathan Kuminga. Back to Murray. It's stolen by Green. Moody the pass to Curry. Golden State moving the ball around. And Beverly kicks to Kuminga. Porter with it. Kuminga picks him up. That one's in there. The Warrior lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Porter.
Fast break points are a lot about hustle, and Porter Jr. does not hold back in getting up and down the court.
Now here's Beverly. His last outing, he had 18 points. Curry way outside. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Here's Brown. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. And finished off by Westbrook.
Westbrook has tremendous elevation for a guard. So athletic, and not only does he get high up in the air, he's strong while he's up there.
Now here's Beverly. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. To the middle. Green, the pass to Moody. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Jokic is checked in for the Nuggets. Then for the Warriors, Butler comes in for Kuminga. And Gary Payton has subbed in for Moses Moody. The Nuggets trail by 7. Right wing. .110 left in the first half. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call them.
Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Denver. Podziemski, he's checked in for the Warriors.
This team does a good job of keeping Butler involved in everything.
There's 49 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Porter. His shot is good. Scores his third basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Now here's Beverly. Jacks up a 3. Doesn't go that time. Here's Brown. He's defended by Pajemski. A nice shot by Brown.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
And they're starting to heat up is what they're doing. They're on fire. I mean, that's what they need to climb back into this game.
Beverly finds Butler. Butler with the bucket down low.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
The Eastern Conference winner, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
After a while, some guys get comfortable. Now Giannis, he could.
And returning our attention to this game, an impressive first half for the Golden State Warriors.
They've had the hot hand from deep, so I'm giving these guys the green light. Keep riding the perimeter game until they take it away.
They sure made it look easy at times. What a half. And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look they wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
The forwards are Porter Jr. and Gordon to his side. In at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. And it's Jokic in at the 5 down low. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
Pass to Green. Jokic with the steal. Here's Brown. Defended by Beverly. Brown the pass to Gordon. Here's Brown. He's got 6. Outside for Murray. It's Porter. Outside. The Warriors pull it in. Green's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Now here's Beverly. Tight defense on him. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Hey, give Jokic credit. He's worked hard on his body and his defensive game.
Here's Porter. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Good work there as it goes. Beverly's got his 2nd bucket of the night. The Nuggets trail by 5. Murray kicks to Gordon. Outside Porter. This one for 3. Here's Jokic. Inside is Jokic territory.
Savvy, size, length, strength, touch. Jokic, a low down on the blocks.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Well, we've got a moment now to see this year's three-point contest and how it's shaping up. Let's take a look at some of the top candidates emerging as we see here some players who are likely to make the final cut.
Not too shabby of shooters on this list, Kevin. You gotta love the advancement and really the evolution of the three-point shot in today's game.
You take a look at Porter. He's got a place in the three-point contest within his reach. I hope he makes it because I know how much this would mean to him to be a part of the event.
I mean, that's a good call, Kevin. He's the type of player that can really deliver on a stage like that. He'll be very dangerous if he ultimately gets in.
And we'll keep you posted as we find out more and as we get closer to the three-point contest once we have our final list of official contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. That's the one thing we all know. We got an incredible group of long-distance shooters in this league right now.
Three-pointer, Butler. And they hit it back. And Beverly kicks to Green. Clock at 6. Lets it go with a 3. Porter pulls it in.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
It's clearly bent their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Now, here's Jokic. He's got 6. The baseline J off the mark. Clark, what we appreciate, for some players, success can change them, but not for Jokic. Yeah, he seems like the same guy.
He certainly does, boy, and he is special. He is so much fun to watch. Seems to be even-keeled and down to earth, but his game is heaven sent for sure.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Christian Brown. Then for the Warriors, Kuminga's come in for Draymond Green. Moses Moody comes in for Peyton. And it's Brandon Pajemski in for Curry. Kicks it out to Gordon. For the lead, Pajemski grabs the board.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide-open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
Here's Kuminga. And Westbrook pulls it down. Here's the Nuggets with the ball. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. And Jokic throws it down.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Here's Pajemski after the Nuggets pick up 2.
And you're asking for more trouble than you can handle if you're going to let him just roam free from beyond the arc.
Murray scanning the floor. Jokic draws the double. Outside Porter. The Nuggets moving the ball around. And it's Gordon missing.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Pajemski on the wing. Another 3 for Golden State.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Pass to Jokic. Kicks it out to Gordon. The 3. He doesn't hit that one. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Warriors ahead. They lead by 4. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
He's jacked in for the Warriors. Warriors leading by 7, setting the floor for the Warriors. We've got Jonathan Kuminga. Curry is out there with Big Dog. Then there's Brandon Pajemski. And it's Post in at the center position.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Here's Curry. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. They trail by 11. Pass to Watson. Back to Westbrook. Shot to stop the run. The Warriors pull it in.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And, you know, they've got to be careful because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Down low, he's looking for Jordan and finds him. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Boy, Jordan is an alley-oop specialist, a big target with strength and bounce.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Jokic has checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Gordon comes in for Peyton Watson. And it's Michael Porter in for Russell Westbrook. Now here's Curry. Pass to Beverly. Back to Curry. Green in the high post. Peyton passes to Beverly. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Here's Butler. Rebound by the Nuggets. Murray's got his 5th rebound in this one. Shoots it up. Money from the wing. Murray's got his first bucket in this one.
And Murray's shooting, probably the strongest part of his game. Absolutely exceptional. Whenever the ball is coming off his fingers like that, my assumption is it's good.
Takes it from 10, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. And the Warriors lead by 9.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then because his shot making is not happening right now.
And the driving force behind multiple chips, Curry knows when and how to take over at the offensive end.
To the inside. The power of Jokic. Wow.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
Here's Murray following the basket by Draymond Green. Here's Jokic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Such a threat to score. Jokic taking advantage of the defense being a little overzealous that time.
What's great about Jokic, GA, is he can put up MVP numbers, and he's got a little personality to him, doesn't he?
He does. You can tell he just loves life. He loves everything he does, especially when he's on the floor, making his teammates better.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Warriors.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The stats tell us that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Stephen Curry.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Beverly for 3, off target. So we see the Warriors get the win here. This team is still perfect in the NBA Cup, 4-0. They are group winners.
And now as we enter the knockout stage, they're one of my
you are the straw that stirs the drink.
Night, MP.